Hola amores, and welcome back to the channel. And to those who don't know me, I am Maritza, currently a graduate master's student in psychology. Today, psychology is talking to those out there who think you are ugly and who feel like you're not an attractive man. Alright, let's get into it right now. I will start with a saying in Spanish that goes like this. No existe gente fea, solo existen bolsillos vacíos. And it means ugly people. In reality, they don't exist, rather ones with empty pockets. And this means what? This means that we are not ugly. However, we just do not have the economic means to become more beautiful, to become better looking. Because perhaps you have noticed and you have wondered, why those standing over there with money, how come they tend to be better looking than me? Well, simple. Why? Because they have the funds to do what? They have the funds to buy expensive creams and expensive facial treatments. They can afford to spend more hours working out instead of working to earn money. Maybe they have money for cosmetic procedures, cosmetic enhancements, you know what I mean? They can afford perhaps hormonal treatments. They can drive around in better and nicer vehicles that makes them feel better about themselves. They even can dress a lot more elegant than us. Why? Because they have the means. Maybe they can get their teeth looking perfect, so white and so pretty, so on and so on. I hope you get my point. Anyways, if you think you're ugly and that's where you're at right now, then I am not going to stand here and give you a Hallmark card speech about how everyone is a supermodel on the inside. Instead, we are going to talk about the psychology of why you feel this way and, more importantly, the practical steps to stop this reflection from ruining our lives. So first, my loves, let's talk about something. Let's talk about why you think you may be ugly or you may be unattractive. Because it's usually not your face. No, it's usually not. It's usually our self-schema. Okay, that's what it's called. And this is a psychological framework that our brain uses to organize information about ourselves. And perhaps if you grew up being told you were the smart one, but not the most handsome one, then your brain filters out every compliment you begin to get and only highlights our every single flaw. You are literally hyper-focusing on the pixels, while everyone else who's looking at us is looking at the whole picture, but not us. We focus on the little things. Researchers show that we perceive ourselves more or less roughly 20% less attractive than we actually are to strangers, to others when they see us, because we overanalyze all our micro flaws. So my friends, here's the reality. Attraction for men is dynamic and not static. Because women, we naturally find faces a lot more attractive in men the more familiar they become with us, with the men. The more we get to know them, the more we think they're handsome. And psychology shows that subjective beauty, which is how you carry yourself, often overrides objective beauty. In this case, is what? Is your bone structure and whatever the beauty you think you may have. If maybe you are one to think that you are a 4, but you make it a thing to move and speak and interact like you're an 8, then the world will eventually start treating you like an 8. And I'm going to show you how you can flip that switch right now. So first, we have to address the compare and the despair trap. We are the first generation of human beings who actually see thousands of curated, filtered, and AI-enhanced faces every single day. So now our brains think that the average human being looks like that. Like a filtered Instagram influencer, which is not true. So first is, let's stop the BS and let's go out to the streets. Let's go to a grocery store. Let's go to a supermarket. Let's go to a park. Look at real people and you will see that real faces have pores, have asymmetry, have texture. And you are not ugly. You are just unfiltered. You are not a before and after photo. You are a human being in high definition. So practice looking in the mirror for 2 minutes without criticizing yourself. Just observe yourself. And you will realize that neutrality is the first step towards confidence. The next thing we have to do is let's begin to shift ourselves to body neutrality. And I know people always say you have to just love yourself, right? So of course, that's a huge jump when you currently hate what you see all the time. But try for a second and realize you do not have to think your nose is stunning and your eyes and everything is beautiful. No, instead acknowledge that this nose that you have is one that helps you smell the coffee in the morning, smell the flowers, smell perfume, smell nice things. Focus on what your body does and not just what it is. When we feel ugly, we hyperfixate everything. We stare at that one little pimple or that specific jawline angle until what? Until it's all we see and that's it. Scientists call this perceptual narrowing. For now on, stop standing 2 inches from the mirror. Be kind to yourself. And if you wouldn't notice a feature on a friend from 3 feet away, then you are not allowed to be obsessing over it on yourself. When you obsess, that's exactly when people begin to notice it, because people experience your energy, your voice, and your kindness. People who talk to you do not notice the symmetry of your eyebrows. It's you who notices them, and then you lead others to actually notice them from your energy. My friends, the next thing you can do is please begin to focus on high-value grooming. Psychology suggests that signal cues like posture, scent, and maybe a nice haircut, all these things signal health and signal status, which the human brain often interprets it as attractiveness, maybe even more than facial symmetry. Begin to control the controllable. If you're feeling low, do not just sit there and feel low all the time. Take back some agency. This is not about changing your face. It's not about changing all yourself. It's about grooming and presentation. Begin to use the 20% rule, which is a haircut that fits your face, clothes that actually fit your current size, and basic hygiene, believe me, that can shift your self-perception by a massive margin. And you're not trying to be pretty, you're trying to look intentional. Because looking like you care about yourself tells our brains that you are actually worth caring about. My loves, at the end of the day, believe me when I tell you, ugly is a feeling. It is not a fact. And it usually is just a symptom of our burnout, of our loneliness, or even of us scrolling way too much on crazy online accounts. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you are the least qualified person on the planet to judge your own beauty because you are looking at it through a lens of your own insecurities. So please go do something today that has nothing to do with how you think you look. Go read a book. Go help a friend. Go for a walk because you are a human being and your human value is the non-negotiable one, regardless of the reflection that you may see in the glass. And remember one thing, that a personality, some positive self-esteem, and some good confidence goes way further and lives a lot longer than any physical attribute can, because the attributes that will never die are the ones you carry in the inside. And with this, we have reached the end of today's video, but I invite all of you to connect with me through Instagram. Go and check out my other music relaxing channel here on YouTube, and go and see the channel's membership, just in case you may find it useful. Once again, I am Maritza, and know that I will try my best to continue always keep bringing you ways on how to create a better bond with yourself and a more meaningful relationship with all those around you. Mwah. Till next time. Ciao, ciao, my loves. Ciao, ciao, my amores.